The Story of Sisyphus. The endless struggle. The story of Sisyphus is one that has fascinated philosophers for centuries. In Greek mythology, Sisyphus was punished by the gods for his deceitfulness and arrogance. He was condemned to push a boulder up a hill for eternity, only to watch it roll back down again every time he reached the top. The myth of Sisyphus has become a powerful symbol for the human condition, representing our struggle to find meaning and purpose in a seemingly meaningless world. In philosophy, the myth of Sisyphus has been used to explore existentialist themes such as the futility of effort and the absurdity of life. It asks us to question whether our efforts are ultimately futile, and whether life itself may be inherently absurd. By examining the myth of Sisyphus, we can gain a deeper understanding of the human experience and the search for meaning in an uncertain world. The boulder that Sisyphus is condemned to push up the hill for eternity is a symbol of his never-ending struggle and despair. It is a massive, rough-hewn stone, its surface pitted and scarred from countless years of being pushed up the hill. As Sisyphus strains against the weight of the boulder, he feels the sweat pouring down his face, the ache in his muscles, and the crushing weight of his own futility. He knows that no matter how hard he tries, he will never be able to conquer the boulder or escape his fate. The story of Sisyphus presents a bleak view of human existence, one in which our efforts may ultimately be futile. Sisyphus is condemned to push a boulder up a hill, only to have it roll back down again, for all eternity. This endless cycle of effort and failure represents the struggle that we all face in life. But perhaps there is a deeper meaning to this struggle. Perhaps it is not the end result that matters, but the effort itself. In pushing the boulder, Sisyphus finds purpose and meaning in his existence. Similarly, we can find meaning in our own struggles, even if they ultimately prove to be futile. Life is a puzzle that we spend our entire existence trying to solve. We search for meaning and purpose, but often find ourselves coming up short. The truth is, life may be inherently absurd. We are born into a world that has no inherent meaning or purpose, and it is up to us to create our own. This idea can be both liberating and terrifying. On one hand, it means that we have the freedom to create our own destiny and find our own path in life. On the other hand, it means that there is no roadmap or guidebook to follow. We must navigate through the chaos and uncertainty of life on our own, with no guarantee of success. Life is full of challenges and struggles that can often seem overwhelming and meaningless. However, the myth of Sisyphus teaches us that even in the face of futility, we can find joy in the struggle itself. By embracing the absurdity of life, we can learn to appreciate the journey rather than just the destination. Sisyphus himself found happiness in his task of pushing the boulder up the hill, even though he knew it was ultimately futile. He embraced the absurdity of his situation and found meaning in the struggle. We too can find joy in our own struggles by accepting the inherent absurdity of life and finding purpose in the journey. Let us ponder the idea that our efforts may ultimately be futile, but that does not mean they are meaningless. Let us embrace the struggle and find joy in the journey, much like Sisyphus does. And let us remember that even in a world that may seem inherently absurd, we have the power to create our own meaning.